Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the Ironic Paradise. We've got these researched. So this one erupts in 0.3 of a cycle. That one's going to be active in another 16, and this one just became active again. The main concern I have with this is if this one goes dormant and that one goes dormant, then there is the possibility of this liquid vent making a pool of water down here. So just something I need to be aware of. In that case, I could definitely move some stuff around or just put in a door to inject heat from the rest of this. So it's not that big of a concern, but because water dropping on neutronium really does stay as a liquid, there's a temp shift plate back here that should keep it vaporizing, but if the temperature gets too low in this corner, that's a possibility. But really, I'm kind of done with this map. It's now time to start doing some stupid fun stuff. This is now up to -100, so my heater should turn off. My hole in the universe is fixed. And I just finished the research for this, the Interplanetary Launcher. Come on, there we go. So that is now found somewhere. There it is. Interplanetary Launcher. So this now uses the payload opener. It should have a liquid port, gas port, and shipping port. I built it over here to see if it could shoot through solar panels, and it can't. So we need to get rid of it. But one thing I want to try is I should have a clear shot. So if I rebuild it over here... Oh, it also uses radiation. So it doesn't have power. It has a Rad Bolt, whatever they call that port. So I was going to use these, but these don't collect a whole lot. And really, they're kind of in the way. And because I have essentially infinite power, if I put in some active cooling, I think I can shoot over the rocket. Yeah, so that's just at the bottom of the solar panels. So I want to put in a cooling solution and a bunch of Rad Bolt generators over there. And then I should be able to put a reflector in to hit it. That's the idea. So if I do a reflector, and I want to try the diagonal. Okay. Oh, it won't let me build. Wow. So that whole area is taken up by the launcher. So the nearest I can put it is there or there. I'm looking at that diagonal. Yeah, and that's perfect, right? That is exactly over the rocket. Yes. All right, and we'll get my dupes to delete this, and then I can put some stuff in here. I love having supercoolant. Just went and extended this cooling loop because I was thinking about making a whole separate one. I'm like, no, if I switch this over to supercoolant, that will have no problem keeping up with my metal refining and cooling all of that down. And then over here, we're working on a pipe. This takes minimum launch mass 200, launch cost 250. Let's try to shoot petroleum to here. Why not? And I'm just going to shoot over a load of petroleum because that was closest and easiest. So these are all Collecting, I just hook them straight up to my main power watt grid, because who cares? I mean, with this many natural gas generators running, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is just telling them to run, so I'm still not sucking it down faster than I can make it. And the batteries are all full. These are all sitting in a small amount of supercoolant. I didn't know if putting the bottom in there would affect them, but they all seem to be working just fine. I mean, a better radiation source would probably be better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's 11. Why are all these puffs up here? Anyway, there's 11 there, so that's 550, and then this should shoot diagonally into there. So we'll wait for them to charge up, then we'll see what happens. Alright, the petroleum is going in. Wonder how much it holds. It says minimum 200, but I wonder if there's a maximum. Yeah, that's what I thought. They add something to the game, but there's no database entry to tell us stuff about it. Oh, here we go. High velocity transport doesn't give me any of the specifics. Okay, looks like 1200. Alright, let's disconnect the pipe and we'll see how much it launches out of there. I mean, another 10 will go in. Right now we're waiting on the rad bolts. Yep, and that's just going to take some time. Alright, my dupes over here are so bored, they are picking this stuff up at priority 1. Let's give them something to do. Yeah, they can pick up the abyssalite. Oh, and I put in an electrolyzer system over here, just because I've got all this water. Is this door open? Yes. Pharaoh might be all that they can do. I might have to get my other 2 dupes out of here. You erupted. That's why there's some titanium over there. Yep, bored dupes. The oxygen pressure around here is still ginormous. And this has got everything all the way up to pressure. All the slime lung is nice and cleaned up. Just to speed this up, I spawned in some solid nuclear waste. We are definitely past the point where I've done pretty much everything you can do on this map, so I don't mind, you know, speeding along the Rad Bolt generators by putting in something radioactive. But solid nuclear waste, not that bad. I mean, normal space is 25 and this is 64. So it's just going to speed up these bolts. What do you set to? Oh, full load. My dupes are so bored that they took the first 2 requests before that could do it. I know, dupes. Oh, you guys can probably do a big sweep as well. I haven't done that in a while. Or maybe I have. Son of a... There, then clean all that up. And then also, I think I said this before, that I put in a cooling loop down here. It's not doing much. This is all just granite pipe. Its priority is just slowly get the heat out of here. Batteries have died. Oh, yeah. Well, we don't care about that battery. That's all self-powered. And my ice tower is growing. Still pumping just water? Yeah. And occasionally when this drops down, I switch this filter over to refill it up with water. But I'm waiting on radiation. Just for more fun, because I didn't get the beehive, I went and respawned this floor as depleted uranium and enriched uranium. And you can see the difference. This is giving off quite a bit more. But even at 69 rads per cycle, that means these are only going to shoot once per cycle. So to fill this thing up is going to take a while. So I mean, it does mean that there is more of a use for nuclear, and then making, I guess, the nuclear rocket engine. But it's more a question of how useful is this interplanetary launcher going to be. The nuclear rocket engine, I guess it's supposed to be faster. I haven't built that yet. Alright, you're about to shoot. Where is Rad Bolt 40? The hell? What are you hitting? They're really running out? Where's my 9? Wow. Okay, so can't even shoot that far. And you can't turn them up above 50. Well, let's rebuild all this much closer, because, yeah, I was not expecting them to completely run out before they even got there. Well, that was a waste of dupes time. Might as well just go into debug mode and do this. So during the normal playthrough, I don't particularly cheat, but right now we're just in play mode. Also means I'm going to need to get power over there. Oh, deconstruct all of that. Okay, all that's cleaned up. Guess we'll come up with a solution over here to point radiation at it. Well, a bit of off-the-books construction, and we now have a line of rad bolts pointing right where we want them. What do we got? Nothing I want. So even with double enriched uranium, these won't even shoot twice in a cycle. Still like 1 2/3. Oh no, almost 2. Oh no, there's 97 rads per cycle right there, but it's only collecting 87. That one's only getting 72. Yeah, so even with double enriched uranium. So shooting this thing is not going to be easy, because dealing with that much radiation might be a problem. Now we're just waiting on them to shoot. But these have to be particularly close, as we saw from the last shots. That I'm wondering if this one shooting 50 might only get 10 into here. I don't know, radiation is going to take a lot of futzing around with, because if you can't shoot radiation very far, you've got to be close to the satellite, close to a reactor, do something stupid like this with a bunch of enriched uranium. Alright, so you're about to shoot. Slow it down. The game is definitely chugging. This much going on so many planets is not healthy. Where's my Rad Bolt? There we are, 46. Oh, there we are, down here. I thought it would say in contents. Okay. Yeah, so that launched 200. Unreachable, but you don't tell me how long you're going to be in space. Okay, what is this? End of cycle 718. This obviously needs some work to tell you what the transit time is. Alright, and you're loading up again. I mean, at least this doesn't require anything manual. So you can feed it material, you can feed it stuff, and it apparently launches automatically as long as you keep that selected. Okay, you've already moved one tile, so that is going pretty quick. And you hold more than 250, because it said like 270 something. So it's not like the research where if you shoot it too much, it doesn't work. And right in the middle of a save. What is that? So that's the amount of mass in here. I wonder what that is. Because that's not like Rad Bolts, because it's already at 212. That should be almost full if it was radiation. We just got to the beginning of 719, and that's already 2 over. I'm just curious as to like the various animations and what all it shows. Current load is 10, potential is 5. Kind of curious as to what it thinks that 5 is. So what? A quarter of the way through 719. And it's almost there. Okay, that's pretty darn quick. Waiting for one more shot, then we'll go see what it looks like on the other side. Now I'm kind of curious about the nuclear engine. How fast does that get me to other locations? And is it worth the nuclear fallout that accompanies it? For Xeni, okay, so it's an upside down nose cone that shows that it has that, but it's not covered in radiation, so that's good. What if I just unpack it right here? If I empty that storage, am I going to dump the petroleum or am I going to get a bottle of petroleum? Well, you gave up. Oh, you launched. Now you show 2. Did I launch 2? Yes, I did. How in the hell did that happen? This must have absorbed 500 Rad Bolts, so it shot twice. That's interesting. Oh, he's a narcoleptic. It's like, I know he has a bed. But yeah, narcoleptic will do that. Let's put that there. Does that require power? Doesn't look like it. And you do that. Come on, who's unpacking? Alright. While they're doing that, we'll see if it makes a mess. Does this have any automation? No. So there's no way for this to say when it's empty, when it's full. As soon as it has enough rad bolts, it just shoots. Interesting. But it does shoot fast. Oh, you're building the tiles. Really wish you could do something with the rovers. Yeah, those are almost there, but it hasn't launched again yet. The main reason I'm interested in this thing is that ability to shoot liquids. Because transporting liquids with the big liquid tank is easy. Well, that is the Rad Bolt indicator. But then sorting them at the other end is annoying. And like, oh, perfect. Yeah, it just gave me a bottle of petroleum. That's awesome. The reason I think that that's awesome is because it gave me a bottle of petroleum and didn't spill it on the floor. This is a great way of shipping supercoolant. I mean, shipping petroleum 200 kilograms at a time is no big deal. You know, emergency shipping some food, sand, or something else missing. But supercoolant was the thing I was having the most trouble with. Because you had to do a bunch of filters. But if you can just rocket launch it to get, because you don't need much. Like typically you only need a couple 100 kilograms of supercoolant. Yeah, so that was only one shot. Let it reload. Alright, why are you made out of wolframite? Oh, because I have a lot of it. I have a lot of copper ore. Where are my other payloads? They landed. Yeah, there they are. So, the issue yeah, it's over there. The other... That's the issue I had with the orbital cargo delivery, is it just lands randomly. So if you're on... Is it this map that had like the big hole in the middle? When you first get here, sometimes if you're shipping it and it lands in an inconvenient place, inconvenient place, you can have issues. That should be granite, not igneous. You have issues with your dupes getting to it. I tried that on one of my playthroughs. Okay, and they have to hop up and down on it. Interesting. It's a giant can opener. I just realized what it is. So he now brings it over here. I don't have a sound for it yet. It's just a giant can opener. Alright, well that works. Yeah, and you shot again. Interesting. Well, okay then. So that is definitely something to play around with. I know it's a bit of cheating, but we are way past the late game here. God, I always want to zoom out further on this. So we have everything colonized except for water, fire, and gas. The gassy moves, if I open this up, there's nothing over here. There's a bunch of frozen carbon dioxide, some natural gas, some gas grass, but everything's dead. There's no real reason to settle this. Same thing if I come over here to water. Yeah, if I start to run low on supercoolant, I can come down here to get the graphite. Or, maybe set up... Oh, there's an idea. Set up interplanetary launching using electrolyzers and solar panels to power it. Interplanetary launch water from here to all of your various planets. I mean, this one having a salt geyser and a polluted geyser isn't useful because you'd have to, filter the water, desalinate the water, do something else with it. But if you had just a regular old water geyser over here, I mean, if you set up enough of these in space, you'd be shooting 200 kilograms, let's say, every cycle. And you could probably run most small bases off of that much water. Anyway, stuff to think about. We'll see what else the other updates come up with. And then we'll play around with it. Like, I might convert this over to a nuclear rocket and play around with that. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the wonderful comments on this playthrough. Like I said, we're past the ultra late game, so the next thing I'm gonna try to do is feed the tree, but I need to wait for more food to be produced over here. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.